Well, was I right or was I wrong?
Yes, you were right. The pool was wonderfully warm. But the air is cold, Ridge. Or don't you feel it, Mr. Macho?
Well, it feels great to me.
You know, you're such a phony, I can see goosebumps from here.
Here, it's big enough for both of us.
Oh, that's much better. Much better.
It's getting warm in here already.
That's the idea.
Mr. Irresistible.
Oh, if you say so.
I'm waiting for you to say so.
You've lost me.
Oh, no, I haven't. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That challenge I made you earlier, you never did answer me.
And I can't. Not on an empty stomach. Right after we finish eating, I promise.
Well, I hope that Clark's all right.
Oh, I'm sure old Clark will be fine.
He said he thought it might be the flu.
I think that was just an excuse.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because Clark didn't really want to come tonight.
Really? Why?
Well, he said something about feeling pressured about finishing some work tonight.
Here, let me help you. You know, he could have just told us that. I mean, there was no reason for all the secrecy.
Well, I think it's because his wife was planning the party and all, and he didn't want to disappoint her.
Well, I guess the bottom line is he was just trying to be considerate.
Yes. Well, you know something? I haven't seen either of your parents tonight.
You know, we haven't either. Do you know where they are or what they're up to?
Well, I know what I hope they're doing.
Having some fun together? God knows they deserve it. They've been through so much pressure lately.
Yes, and I'm so glad it's all over now. For all of us.
Stephanie, what in God's name is going on?
Mark, I realize that I may be in some trouble.
Some trouble? That's the understatement of the year. Eric tells me that you've confessed to shooting Ridge, confessed to shooting your own son.
I had no alternative.
There are always alternatives. Do you realize what confessing to this sort of crime means?
The police were about to find the gun with my fingerprints on it in the bedside table.
What difference does that make? You should have let them find it and said nothing.
There are some things you don't know.
Eric!
Go ahead, say it, Eric. If there's something I don't know, one of you better fill me in on it, and now.
I don't believe that we can do that.
Stephanie, you can't take this attitude. You're only hurting yourself.
I can't give you effective advice if you insist on keeping the facts from me.
I want a few moments alone with Eric.
Of course. Anything to straighten this out. I have to make some calls. I'll use Ridge's office. I'll let Trish know where I am. Stephanie, whatever you do, please don't hold out on me. It could be disastrous for you.
Better than to let you bring me down here. Don't you understand? We cannot tell him the truth.
If we don't, how can he help us?
The real question is, if we do, how can he help us?
Stephanie, my God, you heard him. You could go to prison for this.
I do not believe that the police and Lieutenant Burke are going to carry it that far.
You don't know that. And I don't know that either. We cannot take that risk. Now, we have to tell Mark the truth and hope that he comes up with something that can help us.
And you want to run the risk of telling someone the truth about Thorne? I am not going to do that. Don't you understand?
Everything we say to him will be privileged information. He will repeat it to no one.
Eric, the idea of one other single person knowing the truth just terrifies me.
And if you insist on lying to him, every piece of advice he gives us will be worthless.
Fine. Then let's just go home and wait and see what happens.
All right. And if Lieutenant Brooke continues this case and arrests you, what then? I will not stand by and see you go through this without proper legal representation. I don't care what you say.
All right. Bring him in, tell him.
Here you are. Some warm tea on this very cool evening.
Thank you.
You carry your baby so beautifully.
Oh. Well, until a few months ago, I guess some people didn't even know I was pregnant. I mean, in a bathing suit, I'm sure they would, but in a loose-fitting jacket, no.
How does it feel?
Well, under different circumstances. No, you know, I refuse to do that. This is such a very special and unique feeling. There's so much stirring inside of you. There's life, there's movement, and then when the baby is about to appear any time, it's... Well, you gave birth this year, your magazine, which I adore.
Oh, well, thank you very much. It has been so incredibly exciting for me.
You know, I look at you and I think, what a fortunate young woman.
Really? Well, why do you perceive me that way?
Well, your beauty, your talent, your health, your happy marriage, the way you think and you act with people. Caroline, you're just very special.
Well, thank you very much. I don't know really what to say to that.
Thorne is very lucky to have you. But then again, you're very lucky to have him.
Tell me why you say that.
Well, there's so many ways I'm sure you must know. I mean, his love for you, his complete devotion to you, that's so beautiful to see. His sensitivity and kindness, I mean, well, it's just so rare in a man today. I think Thorne is going to make a really, really great father.
Yes, I imagine that he will.
He's so different from his brother.
How well did you know Ridge?
You mean when I first joined Forrester?
You were lovers.
Well, that's a very direct question. I guess that's how it is with journalists these days, huh?
I'm sorry. I guess that wasn't very tactful of me.
Yes, we were lovers. More than that, I was desperately in love with him.
What happened?
What happened was that nothing happened. I'll say this, Caroline. You have by far the better brother. In terms of love, security, and dependability, something that's lasting and forever. Well, a woman could only get that from Thorne. Don't ever forget that, Caroline.
It's really beautiful out tonight, isn't it?
Storm.
That's where they disappeared to.
Ridge and Brooke. I knew they were headed out to dinner. I didn't realize it was the pool. It's a good idea, though. Those swordfish steaks look pretty good from up here.
Thorne, level with me, will you?
Sure, what about?
Is that for real?
What, your sister and my brother?
Your brother, I know about my sister and how she feels. Is he leading her on?
No, no way, Storm.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, he loves her.
Well, what's he waiting for? She's a great gal.
Well, who knows? If he hadn't gotten shot, he might be married now.
And you think that's gonna happen?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Well, if he doesn't, I'm afraid he's gonna lose her.
That can never happen. Never.
Come on, finish up there.
I couldn't possibly. It really was wonderful, though. Just as you are. As everything about you is.
Everything.
One-track mind. I want to take this home in a doggy bag.
Oh, there won't be any need for that.
Oh? Why?
You're not going home. You're spending the night with me.
Oh, thanks, Caroline.
Thank you.
And thanks for tonight. I know it meant a lot to Margo.
Well, I wish I could take the credit, but it was really Kristen's idea. I think it went really well, though, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Except for Clark getting ill.
Yeah.
Do I detect a little bad blood between the two of you?
No, it must be your imagination, Caroline.
Oh, I see. You don't want to talk about it. I know that look.
Look, the important thing is that Kristen is happy.
And I think she seems to be very happy.
Yes.
You like her, don't you?
I think I'll take the fifth on that one. I feel like I've said too much already. And I'm gonna take this stuff to the car.
All right, I'll help you.
Thanks. Okay. Courtesy.
You know something? I have a confession to make. I really didn't think I was up to this tonight.
Well, I bet you're glad you came now.
Yes, I am. I see so little of you people socially.
I know. We're all like different people away from the office, aren't we?
Yeah. All of us except for you. You know, I was telling your wife earlier what a terrific guy you are.
Putting in a good word, huh?
Not that you need it. Caroline knows how lucky she is. Just like you know how lucky you are.
She's the best, Margo.
Thorne, don't ever change. Ever.
Thank you. I'll remember that.
Caroline, look. That woman's kissing your husband.
Oh. Storm. You don't stop at the wisecracks. I'm going to go into labor halfway home.
Oh, okay. Here, let me get that.
Margo, this was so much fun. I'm so glad.
And to top off the evening, brandy ice. Smooth and creamy.
Not half as smooth as you're trying to be tonight, Forrester.
What do you mean? He says innocently.
3 little words, remember?
I remember.
You never said them to me.
Doesn't mean I don't feel them.
I'm not gonna buy that. If you can feel it, you can say it.
Well, one thing you may not know about me is I've never been one to verbalize my feelings.
Well, then I think it's about time you started. Because if you ever want to see me again, you'll start tonight.
Well, what is your decision?
Mark, I want you to assure Stephanie that what we're about to tell you is in complete confidence.
Stephanie, have you any question at all about that?
You bet I do. And I want more than just legal philosophy and legal ethics. I want your solemn oath that you will never, never tell anyone what I'm about to reveal.
You have it, Stephanie.
Mark, I don't want any notes about this conversation.
No notes. Now, what is it? Tell me.
I didn't shoot Ridge.
But you confessed to it.
I had a very good reason for confessing to it.
Well, I hope it was a damn good reason, because you've just created a passel of legal troubles for yourself. But if you didn't do it, why did you confess to it? Why? Why did you confess, Stephanie?
It was Thorne.
Good Lord, are you saying that it was Thorne who shot his brother?
The night of the shooting, Thorne had taken a very strong sleeping pill, and he'd also had alcohol. As a result of that, he has no memory of what's happened.
How do you know this?
Mark, let's not try the case right now.
Are you saying that the liquor and the sedatives caused Thorne to do this?
Yes.
Stephanie, you've got to tell him everything.
The night of the shooting, Eric and I were in the living room talking, and we think Thorne overheard us discussing something.
What was it?
Something about Ridge.
Please, you're not helping yourself with this. Tell me the whole story.
It's about Ridge and Caroline.
They were intimate.
After Thorne married her.
Well, it certainly isn't all black and white, is it? But you still can't take the law into your own hands, Stephanie.
Well, I don't agree with that.
Look, you've taken it upon yourself to obstruct a police investigation. Now, as honestly as you feel that circumstances excuse Thorne, you can't make that decision yourself.
I am not concerned about the legal consequences for myself. I have much more here to lose.
You're shielding Thorne from the law.
Yes.
Mark, there's more. If Thorne were to find out that he is the person who shot Ridge, he would probably remember what motivated him to do it. Namely, that his brother slept with his wife.
If that happens, it'll tear my whole family apart.
I have to admit that my thinking had been directed primarily towards the legal problems. It hadn't occurred to me that there were any others.
But there are real problems. And that's why I've done this. Exactly why I've done it. I wanted to take the blame away from Thorne.
It's a hell of a price to pay, Stephanie.
It's a price that I'm prepared to pay. Because if I don't, I'll lose everything. I'll lose my family.
If I ever want to see you again? Those are pretty strong words.
It's called shock therapy.
Logan, are you gonna sit there and tell me that you don't know how I feel about you?
That's true. I don't, not really. Oh, sure, I know that you always want to have sex with me,
Oh,
but...
come on, knock it off. Look, why are you always making a big deal about this? This is me, Ridge, the guy you're wild about.
Why are you making a big deal out of this? They're three little words. Why can't you say them?
What do you mean, can't say them?
That's just what I mean. You can't say them. They're really kind of fun to say. I love you. Makes you feel good to say that. Especially if it's to somebody you really do love. But then if you're putting me on to get me to move back here...
Look, if I wanted to do that, hell, I could say anything. Why would that stop me?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Why is that stopping you?
Maybe because I think there are better ways of saying it. Like this. Believe it now?
You really are losing me, Forrester. Your credibility is at an all-time low.
Look, it's getting late.
What do you mean, leave?
Leave, as in go home, where I know where I stand. Not someplace like here, where life is one big charade, but where people know how to express themselves with words like, Brooke, I love you. See you around, Forrester.
Hey, Logan.
What?
I love you.
What'd you say? I couldn't hear you.
I said, I love you.
You did say it. You really did say that. But did you mean it?
Will you come here?
One more time?
I love you. I do love you.